Tarot Lovebots, it's Ethany, and today I'm going to talk about one of my favorite things, woo-woo, tarot, spirituality, and workplaces and business. So this is basically woo-woo for your workplace. Many of us have had or are currently in corporate jobs. I've talked many a time about my past in the business world, and it can feel really like we're incorporating, embodying the angel of temperance in the temperance card in the tarot, with one foot in our spiritual world and another in the real world, always trying to find some balance. So one way that you can honor your spiritual self is to bring some of your spiritual practices to your workplace. Many moons ago, when I worked in the corporate world, I started morning prayers in my team, which was, it sounds like morning prayers, but what it was, I'm going to actually go through it, but we would hold divine messages. We would pick a card, and we would also talk about our challenges and what was going on for the day. So when I started this practice, it was just my little recruitment team, and then over time, other teams around the country were also pulling cards in the morning, and then the greater HR team was also joining in as well. So that was pretty amazing. I also have carried out tarot readings in boardrooms and during lunch breaks. So you never know when there's a tarot enthusiast around, and you can, I wouldn't be blatant about it, promoting your work in a workspace if you're there to work, but it's always nice to be authentically you as much as you can where you work. So I have a few practices to share with you today that may inspire you to share with your place of work. And as with everything I offer, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. So the first one is the divine messages and morning prayers, as I mentioned. And this was my favorite thing and one of my favorite ways to bring a little magic and spirit into the work world is to bring an oracle or tarot deck into the workplace and pick a card for the day first thing in the morning. So I used to gather my team and we would all pick a card for the day and then have a round robin in regards to the work, the deadlines we had for the day, etc., etc. I used to put the card near my computer screen for the day and also let the other members of my team have their cards there for the day as well. One of my favorite decks of all time, actually, and I have no clue where it is at the moment. You can imagine with my OCD, I was like, where the frick is it? So I'll need to try and find it, is the Angels, Gods and Goddesses Oracle by Tony Cummings-Solero. It's a beautiful, beautiful deck. It's very inclusive. It's, non-threatening for people who don't understand the tarot or have never gone to the tarot and understand the archetypes of the tarot. I adore it, and I've bought more than one copy. I've given it to many, many people. It's just stunning. And my tarot teacher, one of my first tarot teachers, Gail, introduced me to this one. It was always pretty funny when the Angel of Diet and Nutrition was picked, especially in an office where food was everywhere. There were a bunch of funny instances where the Angel of Diet and Nutrition would come up and it was like cake day or whatever, and it'd be like, damn it. So it's a lovely way to bond with your team for sure. I only ever used oracle decks with morning prayers and daily pulls, as they are a lot clearer for people who don't know the tarot. And in my opinion, I didn't want to be doing a lot of mini readings for everyone in the morning. Like, that's not what I really wanted to do. And it can also be very approachable, as I mentioned, for people who are new to cartomancy. So people who draw their own cards as oracle decks as well can read the little white booklet or read the booklet with the oracle deck as well. So they can kind of get their own connection with the card. So the second thing that I like to do, and I still do it now even though I work from home, I have a little altar right near my computer, one of my computer screens, is having a good vibe altar at work. So dedicating a small space around your desk or work area can be a really lovely way to balance out some of your energy at work. So here are some of the items I have right around me, and what I used to also take to build my mini altar at work. Now, I don't have it on me, but a small succulent plant is really lovely. Lucky bamboo, or something that's easy to care for, or a cactus if you want that energy. But succulents and those little air plants, even though, guys, they actually do need misting, is a lovely way to put some of that green energy and connect with the divic energies of plants in your workplace. So lavender and peppermint essential oils are fantastic. I've got this stunning lavender balm, which is by Tinderbox, which is in Australia, and one of my all-time freaking favorite places to go. Like, you walk in there and it is just like, so lovely. I'm actually gonna leave this open so I can smell it today. It's an incredible little balm. This is to help for headaches, so like you can rub it in your temples. It actually says that here, in the temples and the nape of the neck, to help with clearing space and getting rid of headaches. So I love that. I'm going to leave that open. But you can use oils as well. You'd have to be careful about diffusers or having anything like that. Seed Essentials on Etsy has beautiful neck bracelets with diffuser beads on there. You could use that, or have a little piece of fabric. But peppermint and lavender are pretty non-offensive vibes and smells for people in the workplace, because you always have that one person where you like open a tin of tuna and they like complain about it. So lavender and peppermint tend to be pretty okay. I would also have a small collection of tumbled stones. Now, I've brought a few of them to show you, just in case this is like the first time you've seen any of these stones, and also to see the sizes of the ones that I've used in the past. So I'm just going to get this out. Okay, so the first one is rose quartz. I would bring to work. So rose quartz is good for friendship, love, forgiveness, and compassion. So that's a nice thing to bring to the corporate world, the business world. Black tourmaline. I've got a lot of black tourmaline. I would also take a bigger chunk of this. This is a tumbled stone. I would have a raw piece that I would take with me. So black tourmaline is good for keeping bad vibes away and just protecting your energy in your space. Smoky quartz. I love smoky quartz. I mean, you can take any size of crystals to your workspace depending on how much space you have. This is just like a little suggestion, a mini kit here. And then citrine, which is fantastic for prosperity and joy. A wonderful energetic stone. Whoa. See how energetic it is? It is just like jumping all over the place. An energetic stone, especially good for when you have a meeting to go to or a presentation, or you need to really engage your solar plexus chakra. So good. Use your citrine. And then clear quartz. I have this cute little orb. I actually have a bunch of these. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with them. This cute little clear quartz. Excellent for clarity and to help keep your computers and mechanical stuff, tech stuff working. And it's also really good to help amplify energy. So it can help amplify any of the other crystals that you have. So that's one of the other things. These are my go-to, like, quick, what stones am I going to get? Put them all in there. I haven't put amethyst in there, although I use it all the time because it's very good for psychic connection and for intuitive hits as well at work, which can be very, very useful as well. The next thing I would bring, and I actually have this right on my mini altar in front of me, is a little mini goddess statue. So this is my Athena. She's quite small. I got this at a local shop here in Vancouver. Isn't she pretty? Kind of want to buy a million of these. It's made in Canada by a Canadian artist. So I'm going to pop her back where she belongs. So I would take something like that to have as a representation of the goddess at work. I also have always had, and I just picked it up from my altar here, my Money Magic manifestation cards. This is probably not new to any of you who know me, I use these every single day. I use them with clients. I use them for myself just to give me a bit of a little cheerleader, rah. I got your back, girl. And to also bust through any creative blocks that I have. Like if I'm just finding I'm off, I will grab one of these, use my mala necklace, and do some chanting and some prayers and bring some energy into that, and then do an aura spray, and off we go. My next one is my mala. So this is one of I've got a collection of mala necklaces. I usually wear this, and it's really great even if you're walking between departments to just be saying your malas, or if you're on hold, or if you need a minute before you reply to an email. I always find that that's a really nice reminder there to kind of take a second. Aura spray. I have a ton of aura sprays, but this one is right near my reading space. Again, if I'm finding I'm a little bit kerfuffled, give myself a good spray, and you'll find too, once you start using this, other people in your workplace are going to want to come and get a good little spray. And the last thing I would have as my absolute essentials for work is not really on my altar, but it is tea. I drink tea like a bandit. I know I'm not the only tarot reader who is obsessed with tea. At the moment, I am just loving lemon ginger tea by Yogi Tea. This is not a paid promotional endorsement. I just love the shit out of it. I have found with me talking so much in my work that this has helped my throat so much this winter season. I've had a lot less sore throats than last year, and it's also very good for your solar plexus chakra as well. Amazing. I'm gonna go make some the second this video has finished. So that's my very, very basic. You can grab them from anywhere. I've taken feathers to work, just little stones that I find on a walk from lunchtime that I feel have been, sent to me, because I love collecting rocks. I always have. So anything that you really feel is connected to your sacred spirituality, you can take, as long as, you feel comfortable with that. And I had it on the base of where my computer screen was. So I had my keyboard, my altar, and then my computer screen. And I found that all of these things aren't really going to raise any questions, even in a conservative office. And you can build on that from there. My third way that you can bring woo-woo and your magical work into your workplace, if you work in the corporate world. My gosh, I think I said work there a million times. Go, you better work. Not my favorite song, but if I'm going to listen to a work motivation song, it's going to be Britney Spears, You Better Work, Bitch, because it's amazing. It's amazing to work out to, and you're like, yeah, you better work, bitch. You want to look good in that bikini? You better work, bitch. Oh, Brittany, you tell me. I would love her as a commando style exercise buddy. Just want her behind me, just screaming, you better work, bitch. That'd be amazing. All right, anyway, back to our regular scheduled program. You can use divination tools for SWOT analysis. So SWOT analysis, for those of you who've never heard of this amazing thing, is an acronym for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And it is an analysis tool that has been used to look at projects, ideas, or products in a business to ensure that all sides are being looked at. So is this not just screaming for us to use this in a divinatory practice? So you can use this with your favorite method of divination to enhance your SWOT analysis and get insights that may not have come up otherwise. So using a deck, I've got the Bonefire Tarot by the amazing Gabby West. Using any form of divination does not replace good financial and business reasoning. It should work with it. So we're looking at a holistic way of doing this. So for example, I'm going to run through an example for you. You would get a piece of paper and you would write down, is launching this product X a good idea for March for our business? Is this in our best interest? So first you would brainstorm for each one of the swap points. You would brainstorm, where are the strengths? It's a good time, you know, the first beginning of the year is over. We're moving into spring in the Northern Hemisphere. People tend to be a little bit more hopeful around this time of year. Weaknesses, you know, is it best for our economy? Is there, you know, having a look at that. Opportunities, well, it's a great opportunity for our business. We're projecting these kinds of growth, XYZ. And then threats, is there anything else? So, you know, it's like movies. Is there any other blockbuster movies coming out at that time? Is there anything that is similar to our product or our project happening at this time? So you would have a bit of a brainstorm around that. And it's often done in teams, but you can just do this by yourself. And then you would pull a card for each position. And I would ask this, I would say, hey tarot, hey spirit guides, what up? Is there anything else that I need to consider around this SWOT analysis? So is there anything else I need to consider around the strengths? And then I would shuffle on my deck and pull my cards the way I would normally do. Cool. And then I got the sun. So for me, if I pulled that on a March launch, I would be like, shit, yeah, we're doing it. Woohoo! Weaknesses, the magician. So maybe there's been some creative things we're not looking at, or we need to take a look at how we're manifesting this and are we using our resources to the best of our abilities. That's definitely a magician thing. Opportunities, 6 of Cups. That might be a long-term dream for someone if that was to be pulled out with the connection with the past. And threats, the Hangman. Ooh, I love this for like a product because something is going to go wrong. I have done that many launches that I know some fucking thing is going to go wrong. So we just have to do what we can in this magician standpoint and leave the rest and surrender to what we cannot control. So, I mean, I just did that as like a bonus thing to show you guys. That was even pretty good if I was doing that for someone. So using SWOT analysis is really a cool thing you can do. And then the fourth and final one is to meditate and use divination for decision making. So I'm just going to take a sip. So I like the word contemplation more than meditation when it comes to making decisions and mulling over business decisions. Taking the time to allow something to sink in is a really good idea. I'm all for it, even though I tend to be very impulsive by nature. A practice that I do when it comes to making decisions is to close my eyes and get into a meditative or calm mental space. And then I would picture myself standing in the front of a crossroad. One road is where you would make the decision and do the thing. And the other road, the other fork in the road is where you don't. So what you're going to do is you're going to first see yourself in your mind's eye making the choice. So I would see myself making the choice. I would shake hands or sign the agreement or do the thing. Visually, I'd see that as a creative visualization in my mind. And then I would do a quick body scan to see how my body feels and reacts when I do this. So what is the instant intuitive hit that my body is getting when I make this choice? That's a very good indicator of whether that is going to be the right thing for you or not. So then you're going to carry through this visualization and walk down that path of making the decision and see what is going to unfold in your life after making the choice. So what does it look like? So say it was, I'm going to buy a car. Okay, also, yay, I get this great shiny car. It feels amazing. I get to go outside and see this amazing car and I get to drive around and it's freedom. What kind of work do you have to do? How does it feel? Does it feel good? So say you were thinking about creating a deck, for example, because I get loads of emails around that. So what kind of work are you going to have to do now? And let me tell you, it's going to be a shitload. Does it feel good? Are you enjoying the work? Is there something that you wish you'd taken into consideration? So as you keep walking down this road, you're going to see how it may unfold for your life, and more importantly, how it feels. So then once you've kind of gone down that road and you've had a good contemplation and meditation about it, you want to take a deep breath and come back to the fork in the road, come back to the crossroads. Now you're going to run that visualization again, but as if you didn't make that choice. So you're going to see yourself not making that choice, so saying no thank you to that decision, and then you're going to walk down that other path. And you're going to see what unfolds in your life when you don't make the choice. So you're going to run through those questions again. How does it feel? What work are you having to do? How does that feel when you're with the work? Is there something that you wish you'd taken into consideration? So all of those, the run through for this visualization is over at ethany.com along with the questions, so you can go and grab it from there. And of course, you're not going to know every little variable doing this, but it will give you and your body an idea of what is the best way forward through intuition, through what it feels like and what it may look like. And then using the tarot or a tool of choice for clarification and reflection can also be a wonderful way to close this exercise out. So some examples that you may ask the cards may be, is there anything I haven't taken into consideration about this project or choice? What are the challenges that I may face if I take on this project or I make this decision? What are the likely successes I'm going to have with this project or with this choice? And one of my favorites, what are any underlying motivations that I may have for this that I have not considered? So that's one of the great things about the tarot. It can bring up all that kind of stuff that we haven't considered deep from our subconscious. Of course, custom create your own questions based on your needs and have them open as opposed to closed yes or no questions. So drawing tarot or oracle cards here may help you get clearer about your motivations and maybe give you a bit of a spotlight about what is really going on, so you have a lot more information to make a decision on. So those are my 4 ways that you can bring some spirituality and woo-woo to your workplace. I would love to hear some of the ways that you bring your spiritual work to work. Let me know if you've used any of these strategies or if there's something that you do that I have not thought of, and leave it in the comments below. And as always, if you want the questions or the visualization run through or the list of altar stuff, it's all over at ethany.com. And thank you so much for watching.